All right, so welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone who's joined us live. And if you're watching the recording, thank you so much. You have entered into the room of the Self-Care True Story series that we're doing here on the Wellness Universe. Ingrid, I'm just going to mute you for a minute because I have a feedback that we do here on the Wellness Universe. And my name is Anna Pereira. I'm the host of this series. This is our episode number 3. We're going to be meeting Ingrid Auer. And I just want to give you a little bit of background about this series. So I was inspired because I know our members of the Wellness Universe very personally. And I felt it was time to bring their stories to you, their stories, their personal stories, their journeys, what they've lived through in life that has inspired them and created a passion for them to do what they do in order to help the world become better through their healing modalities, through their support, through their therapy, through their counseling and guidance and teachings. And I had the pleasure of meeting Ingrid at our Soul Treat retreat last year in person. And just prior to that, she had just become a member and just dove right in and becoming part of Soul Treat Wellness Retreat with us. And when I first met Ingrid, I was so just taken back with her light, your aura, your essence, your just the way you carried yourself and the way I watched you engage and interact with people. It was so beautiful, so filled with love, so centered, and you brought this sense of calm and nurturing to everyone. So I just want to say that it is a pleasure to have you as my guest here today on the show. And I'm just going to read a little bit about your background straight from the bio, and then we'll get right into conversation. So Ingrid is one of Europe's leading mediums, channeling messages and energized symbols and essences from the angels, ascended masters, Mary Magdalene, the patron saints, and the Lemurian goddesses. Since 1998, she has been writing spiritual books, which she receives as a medium. At the center of her work, she manufactures high-vibrating, energized symbols and essences used by private individuals, doctors, midwives, healing practitioners, energy practitioners, therapists, and teachers with great success. These energized symbols and essences have provided to work well in pregnancy, childbirth, and child care. Additionally, they are effective during care of the terminally ill and those who are grieving. Ingrid founded and manages her companies, and you're going to have to pronounce this later because it's in Austrian, and in Austria, publishing and worldwide distribution, and Ingrid Auer LLC, California distribution and US. And Ingrid, you live in Vienna, Austria, and Mallorca, Spain, and is a regular visitor to the US, and we love you. Welcome, Ingrid.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for the invitation and to give me the opportunity to talk a little bit about the private Ingrid Auer, because many people know me as an angel woman or a person who brings angelic energies into the world, or connects people with angels, or helps people to open up for the angels. But I'm often asked, who is Ingrid Auer as a private person? And I would like to tell you my story because I grew up in a very narrow-minded surrounding society, very conservative, and I had my parents and my grandparents and my sister, and I grew up among the animals and the plants and the trees and the countryside. And my mother was at home for my sister, for me and my father. And this was what I saw. All people in the village, all women stayed at home and worked for the family. And this was normal for me. So when I grew up, I thought I never will go outside to work because I have to take care for children, for my husband, for the household. I really believed this because my mom was very happy with this role. Sometimes she talked about that she would wanted to become a hairdresser, but her mother didn't want her to become a hairdresser. So I was almost 19 or 20, and then I left school and I said, I don't want to study. I would like to work. And I worked in a large office and I was frustrated because I didn't like this. But after 2 years, I got pregnant. I was 22 with my first child and 23 with my second child. And I remember the last day in the job when I would get my first child and I have, how do you call it? It's the a break if you go home as a mother and stay at home for a while. I really thought this is the last day in my life I would work because afterwards I'm only a housewife and mother and loving house and keeping household. Oh my gosh. But then I got my first child, and after 14 months, I got my second child. And I see myself sitting at the edge of the sandbox in the garden. My children were playing, I was knitting a pullover, and I thought, oh my God, this cannot be the whole story of my life. It cannot be that this is my life and will continue for decades. And I said, something is wrong in my life. And then after a few years, I went back to job, but I didn't like it. I didn't like to have a boss. I didn't like to do stupid work. I didn't like to I was frustrated. I changed from one place to another. We moved from one place to another, but the feeling didn't get better. And I thought something is wrong with my life. I don't know what it is, but something is really going wrong. And I say always, I had my midlife crisis between 28 and 35. It took me really 7 years to get out of this prison. It was like a prison for me. And
So you felt like you were stifled. You felt like you weren't Ingrid.
yeah,
Like there was an Ingrid that needed to come
yeah,
out.
yeah. I felt there's something within me deeply, but I didn't know what it is. Yeah, and I felt a light depression, and I had a good husband, and we had an old house from the 15th century. We did the restoration and it was amazing. And everyone said, oh, what a good life you had. And I was, and it took me a few years. And one day I met a woman and she said, why are you so sad? And I said, I don't know. And I opened up for alternative methods or astrology, kinesiology. I tried everything, the Bach flowers and the color flowers and our soma, everything. And I felt that this would be interesting for me, but this is not a job for me. And after a few years, a lady said to me, why don't you talk with your angels? And I said, talk with whom? With your angels. And I said, do you mean these tiny, kitschy, lovely angels from our childhood? And she said, you can call them however you want. And my situation was so poor that I said, I will test them. I will figure out if they really help or if they are only figures in the church. When I was little, I remember I could communicate with them, but then I went to school. I wanted to become a schoolgirl and mental on a good level, so I forgot all my angels. And in this situation, I say, angels, if you're really here, you can roll up your sleeves because my life is in a total mess. I want to test you. And I could test them because within 1 second, everything changed. My feeling, my mood, everything. I thought, what's going on now? Because I haven't done anything different. And then I worked together. I wrote angel letters, as I wrote in the book. I communicated with them. I didn't really meditate in the traditional way. I sat to the table and angels, listen, are you here? Please sit around the table. I have to talk to you. And then I talked and talked and talked. And then I got a feeling something changed. And this was my first contact, my first conscious contact. And there were really, really amazing things in my life. In this time between 28 and 35, my marriage broke, and it's about divorce and all this stuff. As children know, it's not funny. And they helped me so much, really. They helped me so much, and I could feel them. I could talk to them. And after a few years, I could feel now the angels want to test me. They want to do something. They want me to do something for them, but I didn't know what it was. And, you know, by coincidence, we know coincidence doesn't exist, but by coincidence, I met a lady who was a deep trance medium. And she sat in front of me, and I said, I just want to know. And she closed her eyes and said, I'm your angel, and yes, we have a mission for you. It's your mission to open up, you open up people's hearts for us angels. And the tools for opening up are angel symbols. And I said, angel what? They said, angel symbols. We will show you. And I say, how do you show? But they explained, we will show you, you will see the symbols. And this was in 1998. And this was the day I started to channel angel
I have to
symbols.
stop you for a moment, Ingrid. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How did you feel in this moment? This was a big deal. This was a big responsibility that you were given, and a little crazy. Maybe some people will look around them and say, really? Like, how did you feel?
I was totally in my focus. I was totally in my trust. And as I said, sometimes when I wrote the book and that explained this symbol works like this and this like this, because I didn't test them, I just had to trust. Sometimes I thought, now, Ingrid, you are getting crazy. But I heard a voice that continue, go on, go on, go on. Yeah. And I was so centered. I was so focused. And at the same, I was so online that I had to do this. I would have become crazy if I would have refused. And years after this, I got the feedback from the people who used my symbols, who used my sprays. And this was trusting in advance. And this was really a great part of my life. And the orders become to get more and more and more angel symbols, angel essences, angel oils, angel sprays, and then ascended masters, the same, Mary Magdalene and her companions, the same, the patron saints, Lemurian goddesses. And then I said, please stop a little bit. I have now hundreds of symbols, I have hundreds of essences, and I have written, of course, workbooks about how to use, and I started to do trainings, to give trainings, especially here in Europe, but also in Mexico. I have trained people in Mexico. In the US, I had the problem because one person is here, another person 1,000 miles away, so I didn't have the focus. Of course, I was in California with a few spots, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Santa Rosa, and so on. I have been invited to Florida, but I couldn't build up a community like I did in Mexico City. And to be honest, I was a little bit frustrated. And I said to my angels, you want me to get to the US? You have to support me. You have to bring me to the people. And I didn't get any answer. Sometimes I thought maybe my ego brings me to the US because I love the US. But I said, anyway, I will go to the US and reach people, and people I could reach, and I could share with my tools and with my information and all this stuff. They were really excited. And there are many people who have been working with my tools since 10 years or longer. in several professionals. They combine it with their professionals. And this was the way I met you, because there is a lady from Australia, Maya Boston, and she said, Ingrid, you have to come to the Wellness Universe. And they said, yes, what? And then she invited me, and this was, I think, 4 weeks before we met in person. Then I was really a newcomer at the universe, the Wellness Universe, and I felt totally well there, because this is what I have been looking for so long time. Also here in Europe, I don't have this group which is big enough that everyone has enough space to bring his own personality into this group. There are not rules and regulations and yeah, because I'm a Scorpio and a Sagittarius, and my Sagittarius part needs to travel and needs space. Otherwise, I run away, yeah. And yeah, this is my situation right now. So I started as a little girl in the village, only very religious in what I have learned and very traditional. And now I'm also a very grounded person. I can reach up to the sky, I can reach up to the angels, to the ascended masters, but I'm very grounded, because for me it's important to bring our spirituality in daily life. Of course, we are spiritual souls, we are spiritual beings in a human body. But many people forget that they are spiritual beings in a human body. And now we experience a big time of shifting consciousness. And so many people remember who they are, and they start remembering that they are spiritual beings, and they think they have to pray to the angels, but the angels say you don't have to pray to me, just continue working, just be and develop your own spirituality. We are your guides, we are on your side, we protect you, we guide you, we support you, but you don't have to pray to us, because you are the big boss in your life, and you are a divine how do you say, sparkle in your body, which is called the soul. So an angel is something which is independent from any religion. Yeah, it's just spirituality. And spirituality, for me, I was asked, what's the difference between spirituality and religion? And I say, look, think of Christmas time. You have a dough and you make Christmas cookies. And the dough is a big platform or plate. And this is spirituality. And then you take the cookie makers. Yeah. And this is when you take a cookie, this is the religion. This is what religion picks out of spirituality. Therefore, an angel is not religious, an angel is spiritual, as we are spiritual beings, but sometimes we need religion to get an idea or rules and regulations.
Yes.
So is everything okay? But for me, it was important to figure out what's the difference between spirituality and religion, because I'm often asked, why are you allowed to bring angel symbols and angel energy into your sprays? You are not a priest. You haven't studied religion. Yeah, so of course I have not. Yeah, but spirituality, everyone can bring down spiritual energies, and this is the way I do.
This is amazing, Ingrid. Thank you so much for sharing all of this with us. I wanted to back up for one moment, and I wanted to know, I mean, because the whole purpose of our show today is to introduce you to, oh, hold on a minute, let me just mute you as this feedback, to introduce you to, and your story, and who Ingrid is, and where you came from, and how you got to be to where you are. When you embraced this whole way of being and shifting your entire life, I see that as self-care as well for us, because we're embracing, where we're at today. So obviously it was taking the path of opening up the hearts of people to the angels and doing everything that you do, educating us all on the different angels, and then giving us the tools and the resources in order to help bring that into our lives, like the practices, the rituals, explaining who the angels are to us, and actually giving us resources like, you know, eating with your hands. Yes, everyone have hands. God gave us all hands, but with a fork and knife, it's a lot nicer. So when we use your essences to call the angels into our energy field, we do feel that, you know, as a help, as a layer of guidance and ease and hope and just peace. And I feel it. I use your sprays, but I want to know, how did your life change? And very quickly, because I want you to get to your self-care tool, because you're going to teach us a little practice to help us take care of ourselves. But I want to know, how did your life shift when you decided to take the step to give yourself the self-care and step into what your calling was?
My life changed totally because I had to stand for myself. I had to go out and stand for something very unusual. And I felt peace in my heart. I felt peace centered. I could expand, I could live my life purpose. And this was very satisfying for me. I didn't have any depression anymore because I was depressed because I felt there's something wrong in my life. And I could reach so many people. I could give impulses. I could give help. Could give support. And this is very satisfying. And I can give courage and everything. So I'm the connector between the angels and the people, and they can integrate the tools into also therapy work, midwives, teachers, people who are mourning, and from the pregnancy till the death, there are so many sections you can work with. And I worked with a lot of specialists in their own way, for example, with a teacher, or I worked with midwives, or I worked with astrologers, and I gave my input, my spiritual input, and then they could explode because their work was much more powerful than before. And this is very satisfying, and I'm very thankful to the angels. They knocked at my door.
I love that, Ingrid, and I love that you empower others through what you do, what you were inspired to do, and how you've taken action, and you really operate from a heart-centered space. You really create real valuable, life-changing tools and resources for practitioners and for us folks to use in our lives. And I think that that's wonderful what you do, because I think it's important that people understand that when you are sharing what you're inspired to do and what you're called to do, it will impact other people. And you are impacting hundreds and thousands of people in the world. So without further ado, we only have about 6 minutes left. If anyone has any questions, please post it in the chat, and we'll get to them at the end, because Ingrid, I think this is only going to take about 2 or 3 minutes for you to share your tool. So please share with us. I just muted you by accident, Ingrid. Sorry. Unmute.
Okay, so take a breath, close your eyes, and try to relax. And imagine your angels, your guardian angels, standing next to you, behind you. You have at least 2 guardian angels. Maybe if you work with angels, you have 5 or 7 or 9 or 15. It depends on you, and it depends on your life situation, how many individual, personal guardian angels you have. So try to get in contact with them. You don't have to know their names. They are here. They are hugging you. They are sending you their energy, their love. their vibration. Maybe you feel in your body some point or area that hurts or has a tension. Send the angelic light, send the angelic love to this spot. Take a deep breath and feel how this blockade is transformed. It's getting lighter. Pain starts pain. The pain stops hurting. You can feel the energy of your angel flowing through the body, through your chakras, your subtle bodies, your cells, your multidimensional DNA. You know you can get in conscious contact anytime, in good time and in bad times, at day and during the night, if you are happy or sad, anytime. Just be aware of them. And from time to time, please give them a big hug and a big thank you. Now open up your eyes again and come back into the here and now.
That was so beautiful, Ingrid. And you know what? I do a practice every morning where I'm sending out love and just a message out to the world, to my friends, to my family, to the members of the Wellness Universe, everyone, to have a day filled with ease and to take away the suffering. But I'm going to incorporate now calling my angels into this practice as well, and where it allows me to keep my heart wide open all day. Because as I go into my day, I realize that certain things will make me close my heart. But I'm going to ask my angels to stay with me throughout the day after I do this practice, because I do this practice and I do it and it feels great. But this just right now inspired me to pull my angels into this practice and keep my angels with me throughout the day. So thank you for that.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah.
That was wonderful. So we have about 2 minutes left. Does anyone have any questions? Let's take a look at the chat here. Wow. Okay. You inspire me so much, Ingrid. So interesting. Thank you for sharing with us. Vanessa says beautiful. Anna W says thank you. And Anika says beautiful. Thank you. Jenny, when I was young in Sunday school, they spoke of an angel nicknamed the littlest angel. Do you have any idea who they would have been referring to?
No, I don't know this.
Okay.
I have channeled little angels from the universe without a name, and they're here to learn more about human beings. This is the little angel I have experienced because he talked to me. And he said, one day I will become a big, big angel. But now I'm here to study and watch you people. It's so amazing.
That's so much fun, and thank you for bringing that up, Jenny. That was sweet. So I'm just going to be dropping your link, Ingrid, in the chat. So if anybody wants to connect with Ingrid, there is her link on thewellnessuniverse.com. Please reach out to her, and she's all over social media. And all of those links are located on this one page, so you can connect with her. I also want to mention you're a best-selling author in 2 of our books, the Stress Relief book and our Happiness. And that's the Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care book series, best-selling book series. So thank you for your contributions to those books. I also want to mention that you're going to be at Soul Treat in October, and I dropped the link there. So I also want to do a little contest, which I mentioned at the beginning, a little giveaway. I'm going to pick someone randomly to get a 50% off coupon for a ticket to Soul Treat. So I am going to pick number 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Terry M. Terry M, you just got a 50% off coupon to Soul Treat, and I will be sending you that coupon code. So congratulations. Yes, there you go. That was a surprise. That was a surprise little something. So it always is beneficial to show up here live. Now we are at the half hour, and I want to say, Ingrid, I can't thank you enough for being my guest today. I love you. I thank you for being my friend. I thank you for being a member of the Wellness Universe and a resource for so many people. And I just want to say thank you for sharing your story and inspiring us all. Everyone who's joined us live, thank you so much. And if you're watching the recording, thank you so much. Any closing thoughts, Ingrid?
Thank you. And I think it's very important to trust the angels, to open up and to just walk our life path. The angels are guiding us because they know what we have decided before we came into this life. Thank you, Diana. I'm so happy to be your friend, to meet you in person, and we will go forward on our path, you your path, and me my path, but we will go parallel, and sometimes
Absolutely.
it will cross
like this. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So everyone, thank you so much for joining us. And you could join us every Thursday at 11 o'clock in the morning. We have a different guest here on self-care, true stories, and it's just such a pleasure. Thank you, Ingrid.
Thank you. Bye to everyone.